Welcome back to Coffee English, the podcast where we brew up fresh perspectives on English learning. Today, we are diving into a question that keeps many language learners awake at night. With artificial intelligence becoming incredibly powerful, should we actually stop learning English? Are we wasting our time studying grammar and vocabulary when machines can translate everything instantly? This episode will challenge everything you think you know about language learning in the modern world. You will discover surprising research about AI limitations, understand why human communication goes far beyond simple translation, and learn essential vocabulary that will boost your English confidence. By the end of this episode, you will have a clear answer to whether AI makes English learning pointless or more important than ever. Plus, you will walk away with practical insights that will transform how you approach your English studies. So grab your coffee and let us explore this fascinating topic together. Picture this scenario. You are traveling in Tokyo. You need to ask for directions to the nearest hospital. You pull out your phone, open a translation app, and speak into it. The app translates your words into perfect Japanese. The local person responds, and the app translates their answer back to English. Sounds perfect, right? This is exactly what millions of people experience every day with modern translation technology. But here is something interesting that researchers discovered. When people rely completely on translation apps, they miss something crucial. They miss the emotions, the cultural context, and the human connection that happens during real conversation. Studies show that over 70% of communication is nonverbal. This means body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, and cultural understanding play a huge role in how we connect with others. So the question becomes, can artificial intelligence truly replace the deep, meaningful communication that comes from actually knowing a language? Let me share 4 key insights that will change how you think about English learning in the age of AI. First insight: AI translation has serious problems that most people do not know about. Recent studies from top universities show that AI translation systems have big problems with context, humor, and cultural meanings. Let me give you a simple example. When someone says, "It is raining cats and dogs," this means it is raining very hard. But AI often translates this word by word, creating confusion instead of clear communication. Here is another example. In English, we say break a leg to wish someone good luck. AI translation might tell people to actually break their leg, which is completely wrong. These mistakes happen because AI does not understand the hidden meanings behind our words. AI also cannot understand emotions in conversations. When someone says "fine" to the question, "How are you?" a human can tell if this person is really happy or actually upset. We understand this from their voice tone, face expression, and the situation. AI misses all these important signals. Business people who use only AI translation tell us about many problems in international meetings. The technology can handle simple information like dates and numbers, but it fails when people need to discuss complex ideas, make jokes, or build relationships. Think about this situation. You are in a meeting with important business partners. Someone makes a joke to create a friendly atmosphere. If you use AI translation, you might miss the joke completely. This creates awkward silence instead of building connection. Another real problem is speed. In fast business conversations, people need to respond quickly. If you stop to use translation apps every time, you lose the natural flow of conversation. Other people might think you are not prepared or not interested. Second insight: learning English makes your brain stronger in ways that AI cannot copy. Brain scientists have found amazing things about people who speak 2 languages. These people have better problem-solving skills, stronger memory, and can do multiple tasks more easily. This happens because learning a second language changes your brain structure. When you learn English, you develop something called mental flexibility. This means your brain becomes better at switching between different ways of thinking. This skill helps you in all areas of life, not just language learning. Let me explain this with a simple example. Imagine you are solving a math problem. People who speak multiple languages can think about this problem in different ways. They can use logical thinking like a computer, but also creative thinking like an artist. This combination helps them find better solutions. Studies show that bilingual people are more creative and innovative. They can see problems from different cultural viewpoints and find unique solutions that other people might miss. This is because each language represents a different way of understanding the world. For instance, some languages have many words for different types of snow. People who speak these languages can notice details about snow that others cannot see. When they learn English, they bring this detailed thinking to their English conversations. AI can translate words from one language to another, but it cannot give you these mental superpowers that come from actually learning the language. Your brain becomes stronger, faster, and more flexible when you learn English naturally. Research also shows that people who speak multiple languages have better concentration and attention. They can focus on important information while ignoring distractions. This skill is very valuable in our noisy, busy world. Third insight: real human connection needs authentic language skills. Here is something that might surprise you. The most successful international business leaders today are those who can speak English well without needing translation technology. This is true even though we have very advanced translation apps. Why does this happen? Because real relationships are built on authentic communication. When you speak English directly with someone, you show respect for their culture and create genuine trust. This trust cannot be built through a machine. Think about this situation. Someone visits your country and tries to speak your native language. Even if they make mistakes, how do you feel? You feel respected and appreciated. You want to help them and build a friendship. This emotional connection is impossible to create through a translation app. Let me share a real example. Many international companies now prefer to hire people who can speak English naturally. They found that employees who use translation apps create more problems than solutions. These employees cannot participate in spontaneous discussions, cannot understand humor, and cannot build relationships with colleagues. Spontaneous conversations are very important in business and friendship. When someone tells a funny story, when people need to make quick decisions, or when teams work together on creative projects, they need immediate language skills. In these situations, stopping to use translation apps creates barriers instead of removing them. Also, think about emergencies. If you are traveling and need help quickly, you cannot rely on translation apps. You need to communicate directly and clearly. This could be the difference between getting help and not getting help. Cultural understanding is another important factor. When you speak English well, you understand not just the words, but also the culture behind them. You know when to be formal or informal, when to be direct or indirect, and how to show respect in different situations. Fourth insight: AI actually makes English learning more important, not less important. This might sound strange, but here is the truth. As AI handles basic translation tasks, the value of human language skills becomes much higher. Let me explain why. In a world where everyone has access to translation technology, the people who can communicate naturally and authentically become very special. They become the leaders, the innovators, and the people who build bridges between different cultures. Think about it like this. If everyone can use AI to translate basic messages, what makes you different? The answer is your ability to communicate with emotion, creativity, and cultural understanding. These are uniquely human skills that machines cannot copy. Understanding English also allows you to use AI systems more effectively. Most advanced AI platforms work best in English. If you want to use these tools for professional purposes, English knowledge gives you a big advantage. For example, if you want to ask AI to help you write a business proposal, you need to give clear instructions in English. If you want to use AI for creative projects, you need to understand the subtle differences between English words and phrases. As AI removes language barriers for basic communication, the focus moves to higher-level skills like persuasion, negotiation, and creative expression. These advanced communication abilities need deep language knowledge that goes far beyond what any machine can provide. Here is a practical example. Imagine you are a marketing professional. AI can help you translate your marketing message into different languages. But to create a message that truly connects with people, you need to understand their culture, emotions, and values. This requires real language skills, not just translation. The future job market will value people who can combine human creativity with AI efficiency. If you can speak English well and use AI tools effectively, you will have a powerful combination that employers want. Moreover, English is becoming the global language of innovation. Most scientific research, technological advances, and business innovations are first shared in English. If you want to stay updated with the latest developments in your field, English skills are essential. Finally, personal growth and cultural enrichment come from learning languages naturally. When you read English literature, watch English movies without subtitles, or have deep conversations with native speakers, you gain experiences that no translation app can provide. These experiences make you a more well-rounded and interesting person. In every episode, I love sharing a useful phrase that can enhance your English communication. Today's phrase comes from a visionary in the technology world. Here is our phrase of the day. The future belongs to those who can bridge the gap between human and machine. This phrase captures the essence of our discussion perfectly. It means that success in the modern world comes from combining human skills with technological tools, not from being replaced by them. Let me give you 2 examples of how to use this phrase. In the global economy, the future belongs to those who can bridge the gap between human creativity and artificial intelligence. As a language learner, I believe the future belongs to those who can bridge the gap between traditional study methods and modern technology. Remember this phrase when you feel discouraged about learning English in the age of AI. You are not competing with machines. You are learning to work alongside them more effectively. So, let us summarize what we have discovered today. Remember that AI translation has significant limitations when it comes to context, emotion, and cultural understanding. Keep in mind that learning English develops cognitive abilities that make you smarter and more creative in all areas of life. Do not forget that authentic human connection requires genuine language skills that no machine can replace. And most importantly, remember that AI makes English learning more valuable, not less valuable, because it allows you to stand out in an increasingly connected world. The question is not whether you should stop learning English because of AI. The question is how you can use AI tools to accelerate your English learning journey while developing the human skills that machines cannot replicate. If this episode has given you a new perspective on English learning in the digital age, please hit that like button and share it with someone who might be questioning their language learning goals. Subscribe to Coffee English for more thought-provoking discussions about language, culture, and communication in our rapidly changing world. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of AI and English learning. Remember, the future belongs to those who can bridge the gap between human and machine. Keep learning, keep growing, and I will see you in the next episode of Coffee English. Until then, keep brewing up your English skills.